Hello everybody, my name is Kai, and welcome back to Warframe. When Gyre launched alongside Angels of the Zeraman last year, there was a bug present that gave her fourth ability, Rotorswell, the capability to cause infinite lightning strikes on enemies. After this bug was patched, Gyre's other issues became heavily apparent, and she has gone largely unnoticed until now. Introducing her newest augment, Cathode Current. Cathode Current essentially returns Gyre to the position she was in pre-nerf, and in some ways is a buff to her overall kit. This is truly the great unnerfing of Gyre. But before that, I just want to say thank you everyone for 10,000 subscribers. I will have a shorter video going up soon talking about it, but I just wanted to let everyone know that all this is really a dream come true, and I cannot give enough thanks to you all. I'm really happy to see the community we are building here. It's just thank you everybody, truly. I also extend that to my patrons over on Patreon, because without their support, I could not be doing this. And if you'd like to join them and get early access to content like this Nova video, which I promise will release this week, the link is in the description down below. And of course, a massive thanks to all of my supporters: Bored Platypus, The Mad Monk, Scotty Nose, Young Mung, Matt Goat, Airzos, Bad Robot, Jade Rabbit, Shrike, Regen, Minnie, Sage, and Serene Crane. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Now let's get back to Gyre. She truly has one of the most unique kits in the entire game, and it all revolves around her passive. Gyre's passive actually gives her abilities the chance to deal crits, similar to weapons. Now of course you cannot mod the abilities with crit mods though, so critical chance will scale off of two things. The first of those is the number of electricity procs on an enemy. One proc equals a 10% boost in critical chance, which will scale using the crit tiers the same way that weapons do. Over 10 procs gives guaranteed yellows with a 2x multiplier, while 200% will give you oranges with a 3x, and over 300% gives reds with a 4x. Besides ability crit chance scaling off of electricity procs, her third ability, Cathode Grace, also grants critical chance to both your weapons and abilities. The crit chance given to weapons is multiplicative, but the crit chance given to her abilities is additive with the electricity procs, which means you only need a small amount of them, as the critical chance provided by Cathode Grace is additive to them, giving you easy oranges in most situations. Besides the immense critical chance bonuses though, Grace also provides you with energy regen similar to Zeneric's Wellspring, but this is always active and does not have any constraints like Wellspring. This energy regen also does scale off of strength, which actually makes negative efficiency manageable, on top of the fact that this ability should never have to be recast once turned on. Getting kills while current is active with weapons or abilities will add to its duration, capping out at 60 seconds. Again, making negative efficiency really not a big deal. To further extend this, the Augment for Grace extends the kills for duration function to her fourth ability, Rotorswell. This was one of Gyre's main issues before, as she was far too split in what stats she wanted to build for, but now, with most builds, base or negative duration is perfectly fine. Rotorswell's duration increase also functions the exact same as currents with the Augment. Rotorswell is our main DPS ability for this build, being a fantastic damage dealing ability when paired with the new Augment and an armor strip, which we will cover later. First, Rotorswell grants Gyre a 44% increase in movement speed, which is great as this playstyle is incredibly mobile. It also creates a ring around Gyre that will deal electricity damage to enemies within it, while also having a guaranteed status proc. But more importantly, when dealing a critical hit from either your weapons or abilities, you will cause an electrical discharge that will cause a guaranteed electrical proc. This discharge will also chain from the initial target to up to 5 more enemies. The initial and chained enemies all take 500 electric damage at base, and up to 2 discharges can take place at once, occurring from 2 separate crits before Rotorswell will undergo a 1-second cooldown before being able to discharge again. The Augment also has Rotorswell release an additional discharge that deals 200% more damage when getting a kill with weapons or abilities, which is immensely strong. While frequent lightning strikes are strong, to really scale them well, it requires an armor strip, which is going to be Pillage for today. One of Gyre's biggest issues is survivability, which Pillage actually solves greatly, while also significantly increasing the damage of Rotorswell. Pillage strips enemy shields and armor, while in return restoring Gyre's shields and overshields. This gives her very easy access to shield gating, which is probably the only way for her to consistently survive at any level on the steel path. We are going to be aiming for a full strip with Pillage to boost the damage of the discharges, which either requires 400% strength or 328%, the latter of which is going to be our strength benchmark for today. Corrosive projection in your aura slot will reduce enemy armor by 18%, and since 4 power strength equals a 1% increase in the armor strip, this significantly reduces the amount of power strength needed, down from 400 to 328. Earlier, I also mentioned the benefits of running high strength on Gyre, as you not only increase the damage of the electrical discharges, but also your crit chance and energy regen. So let's take a look at how we want to build Gyre. Obviously, we need to hit the required strength for Pillage to full strip in one cast, so we make use of Blind Rage, Rumble Intensify, Augur Secrets, and Power Drift in the Exile slot to give us 282% strength. Besides the high strength, you also build for decent range, as it not only scales the radius on Gyre's fourth, but also the range that her lightning discharges have, with 175% range giving you a massive 17.5 meter range between targets. Instead of stretch, you can use Archon stretch, but it will require additional forma, and I don't have energy issues on this build already. Our duration at 155 will not only increase the forgiveness when casting our third and fourth for the first time, but also increase the range that Pillage covers, affecting more enemies with less casts. Finally, we slot in Rolling Guard, as the iframes are very useful in case of a problematic Xmas or Acolyte shows up, but Pillage already cleanses status effects, but it doesn't hurt to have this as well. And of course, the Augment is needed here alongside more Augmented and Energize for the Arcanes. The raw power of this setup is immense, but we can further boost it by using the Epitaph as an electric and viral primer. Earlier, I mentioned that her ability crit chance scales off of the electric procs, so building our Epitaph for both electric and viral will increase her crit chance and give the electric discharges a huge damage multiplier because of viral. If looking for more consistent crits, we can make use of her first ability, Arcsphere, which deploys a sphere that scales off of range and will consistently apply electric procs to all enemies within it. This ability is seldom used, but for extra crowd control, you can throw it at a choke point to weaken and slow enemies in its radius. For Archon shards, I heavily recommend Azure shards for energy max, as this build is very spammy and requires high KPM to sustain, so this makes those unlucky moments much more manageable energy economy wise. For your focus school, there are 3 choices. First off, and my personal choice, is Zenerk to help with energy gains. I would recommend this if you're having issues starting the build off in Steel Path, or just maintaining it, as its effect of Wellspring will stack with Cathode Grace's energy regen as well. You could also use Unnerefing for its poise effect if you do not have primed sure-footed, since you are spamming an Epitaph for 95% of your gameplay, making sure you're not knocked down is paramount. On top of that, Unnerefing will also help you deal with Acolytes, which Gyre can have some issues with them. Or you can use Matarai for its casting speed bonus, if not applied through natural talent or Archon shards, as you spend a lot of time casting Pillage, and this will just make that significantly smoother. But that is going to be the Gyre build for today, everyone. I truly do believe that this Augment has saved her from the depths of irrelevancy and truly returned and even boosted her above her pre-nerf launch state. Gyre is a fun one, everyone. I really recommend you get her and try this one out. You will not regret it. I'll have a 10k thank you video releasing soon that will also outline some of the giveaway parameters and such. We honestly hit it so fast, I was expecting to put out a couple more videos in between 9 and 10. But again, just thank you so much, everyone. This is truly a dream come true, and I'm so excited for the future of the channel and our community. I hope this was informative and helped you, and I will see all of you guys in the next one. Peace!